LinkedIn has become the most powerful discovery platform for businesses and personal brands. Hey everybody, welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm Josh and I help businesses and brands grow with video content and marketing. So if that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button. Every brand and business should be dedicating time to create content for LinkedIn. And if you're in the B2B space, you should be creating content for LinkedIn before every other platform. In a few minutes, I'm going to talk about how to create content for LinkedIn, and stick around for the end and I'll tell you the one key thing people who struggle with content on LinkedIn are missing. But first, let's talk a little bit about why LinkedIn is so powerful for businesses and brands. LinkedIn isn't just for job seekers anymore, and it hasn't been for a while. Microsoft saw this in 2016 when they bought LinkedIn for $26 billion. Now, LinkedIn currently has over 600 million users and over 60 million monthly users in the US alone, according to eMarketer. Now, this is far less than other social networks, but what they lack in quantity, they make up in quality. LinkedIn is the preferred social network among Fortune 500 companies, particularly those in decision-making positions. On top of that, they have an extremely active user base, with 40% of their users saying they are on LinkedIn daily. The quality of the people in relation to the likelihood of them becoming a client for your business is much higher on LinkedIn than other platforms. It gets better. LinkedIn operates as what I refer to as a discovery platform. If you create quality content, something that is either entertaining or useful, LinkedIn will get it discovered and seen. LinkedIn does this by using your engagement from your connections and others as a tool to promote your content to a new audience. This is completely different from Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Now, YouTube does have a suggested feature that has some discovery potential, but for the most part, on all of these platforms, users need to share your content for it to have a chance to be seen by their audience. On LinkedIn, a connection or even a connections like or comment can prompt LinkedIn to share your content with members of their audience they think will find value in your content. Let's look at this example. Bob and Susie are connected and in similar roles, so they regularly engage with similar content. I'm connected with Bob, but I don't know Susie. I make a post that Bob likes and comments on. LinkedIn says, hey, Bob's connection Susie likes this stuff, so let's show it to her. Boom, now Susie sees my post. It's amazing. This puts organic growth potential on LinkedIn on a completely different level than every other platform. So how do you make content that will get engagement on LinkedIn? Now, text, image, and video posts can all do well on LinkedIn. But since I'm most proficient at video, this will focus on video content mainly. Now, a lot of these tips can be applied to image and text posts as well, so keep that in mind. Before we create any piece of content, we need to know who it's for. Who is your ideal customer or ideal audience? What kind of content would they find value or entertainment in? Are they male, female, old, young, techie, old school? For example, I create content for business owners and brands getting started with video or looking to grow their business with video. Every time I am creating a video, I think about what would my ideal viewer be interested in watching around the topic that I'm considering. Now, I make content about creating videos, but my ideal viewer may also be interested in audio for their videos, social media, YouTube, and lots of topics related to marketing and video overall. Every piece of content I make, I try to create from a perspective that will be most valuable to my audience. Whether you are making a text post, an image post, or a video post, you should always think about that before you start. Just as important as the topics that you're covering, I think the positioning of content on LinkedIn is also important. When you're positioning your content, it is important to remember value and discovery as the primary objectives. You can make tutorials and how-tos, but if someone isn't specifically looking for one, will it be valuable enough for them to engage with it? In my experience, no. Your content needs to be valuable even if they aren't looking for it. I have found simple positioning tweaks make a huge difference. This video, for example, on YouTube, someone would search how to make a LinkedIn video. But a title on LinkedIn, like 5 tips for better LinkedIn content, will garner much more engagement because of the way it's positioned. We also need to consider formatting our videos for LinkedIn. The first thing to consider on LinkedIn is length. Typically, shorter is better. 20-minute videos don't perform as well as 3-minute videos on the platform. On YouTube, someone is searching for content and they're somewhat committed to a longer experience. On LinkedIn, they're scrolling through their feed and it's going to take something special for them to stick around for longer videos. With length in mind, keep intros short. One statement or a few seconds and get right to the point. It's just too easy to keep scrolling if you drag it out. As well as your call to action should be simple and straightforward. Something simple like asking for a share, comment, connection, or follow, most of the time should be sufficient. I also think every LinkedIn video should have captions hard-coded. Too many people scroll on the platform with sound off, and they're not gonna turn it on for your video. They will just keep scrolling. Some services like Quick or Descript do this for you, but almost any video editing software makes it possible. I use Rev to get my captions and I add them in Premiere Pro. The last thing to consider when formatting your video for LinkedIn is the actual ratio and dimensions of the video. A big piece of the LinkedIn puzzle is getting someone to stop scrolling and engage on your video. A traditional 16:9 video will take up 20% of the screen when scrolling on mobile. If you shoot in full vertical, it will crop the top and bottom unless the video is clicked on to expand it. For these reasons, I believe videos on LinkedIn should be posted in a 1:1 ratio or square format. Square videos take up almost 50% of the screen when scrolling on mobile, and they don't get cropped. They leave a nice spot for a catchy title above and your captions below. Once you start making content on LinkedIn, you'll probably think, how much content should I make? Here are my thoughts. Unlike YouTube, LinkedIn content is not indexed and served up for searches regularly. Therefore, it has a very short shelf life. Most of my content gets 90% of its engagement in the first few days, up to a week at most. So whatever content you made last month, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, is irrelevant now. If your content is valuable and not salesy, and as long as that is unique, I just don't think you can post too much. It's okay to talk about topics you talked about last month because LinkedIn's algorithm and discovery, there are still people who have not had the chance to see your content. In addition, I made a full video about my thoughts on quantity of videos versus quality of videos, so check that out as well. All right, here's the secret to make sure that your content does well on LinkedIn. The key to taking advantage of LinkedIn's discovery abilities is, wait for it, it's being engaged yourself. If you just log on to LinkedIn to post and leave, LinkedIn isn't gonna do squat with your content. LinkedIn loves engagements, and that includes the author. So you must spend time engaging on content of your connections, and I believe most importantly, other content in your niche and in your audience's interests. When LinkedIn sees you as engaged and producing valuable content, this is when they start to get your content discovered. Now, if you're just starting to make content for business, make sure you check out my video here about the first 5 videos every business should make. And if you want to learn more about how to get started with video and grow your business, hit that subscribe button. See you soon.